Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be giving my Gemini October 2017 horoscope forecast, and yes, this does apply and pertain to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Well, anyway, people, first thing is, as far as this forecast goes for Gemini, the Sun will be in Libra from October 1st to the 23rd, as far as October goes, from the 1st to 23rd. And of course, for Gemini, well, the fifth house will be highlighted and emphasized. So there could be a strong focus on equality in love and romance equilibrium, shining in creative endeavors. They could be artistic / creative endeavors because we're talking about Libra. The exchange of, it could be very strong intellectual sociability, connected perhaps with things of a creative nature. There also could be a need to shine. Be careful, Gemini, because this is about this is the gambling and speculation house. So there might be about dispersing maybe funds evenly, maybe in stocks, for example, because stocks are of a speculative nature. So that could even apply. I mean, to that could apply as well. But even if it's gambling, you might want to be doing a little bit putting some money in this and then trying your hand at some other thing connected with gambling. So just be careful, Gemini. Now, also, the Sun, as far as October goes, will be in Scorpio from the 23rd to the 31st. And the sixth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Gemini during that time. And this could be a very strong focus on health matters, showing emotional intensity in things that are work-related. It could be something Scorpio-like, so especially if this person, say, is an astrologer or is connected with the occult, the supernatural, in some way, investigation. This could be a time where there might be a need to shine in those areas, perhaps in their work life. And also, the spotlight can be very strongly on health during this time and the daily routine. And really, this could be about strong transformation, perhaps connected with sixth house matters such as health-related matters and work-related. So anyway. Well, the next thing is the full moon is going to be in Aries on October 4th. And that will be the 11th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Gemini. So this could be something where you're tired of a contentious situation with a friend or an acquaintance. It could be going public, perhaps with something maybe connected with your with an aspiration. Perhaps it might be connected with thing connected with leadership, or in really showing a lot of that raw, unbridled Aries courage, perhaps in doing so, speaking out about something, doing something connected, showing courage and fortitude, with perhaps something connected with being social reform. Perhaps those are some things to look at. Perhaps, and 11th house too is associated with Aquarius and innovation, so it could be putting forth that courage and that in going public, perhaps with some kind of innovation or new concept or idea. So anyway, well, the new moon will be in Libra on October 19th, and of course the fifth house is what would be highlighted and emphasized for Gemini. Given that, well, this could be something new, perhaps perhaps a new relationship with children, with a child. Perhaps this could be a new love relationship, some kind of hobby that Gemini might begin, embark on. It could be something of an artistic nature, or something that they simply will collaborate with somebody else on within a relationship. So anyway, the next thing is, well, Mercury, as far as October goes, will be in Libra from the 1st through the 17th, and the fifth house is what will be highlighted and emphasized for Gemini. So this could be about having very good diplomatic, peaceful, and tactful communications with children, with somebody that with a romantic partner. Perhaps there might be the mind might be it's thinking about things connected maybe with gambling and speculation, but being balanced in doing so, doing things, something maybe a little bit in this investment, a little bit in that investment, and that's basically what this could be about. And there could be a lot of thinking and connected with something connected with a hobby or something of enjoyment during this time. The mind might be preoccupied with that. And there could also be some ambivalence and indecision connected with people in a love/romantic relationship you may be in, and also with children. So anyway, well, Mercury will be in Scorpio as far as October goes from the 17th through the 31st, and the 6th house is what's going to be emphasized and highlighted for Gemini. So during this time, it could be it could be a lot of incisive communications, perhaps with people that you may work with. It could be digging deep and getting to the bottom of matters in work relationships. You might be looking, maybe be very probing and investigative, even in matters connected with your health and digging deep. This could be through extensive research on the internet, for example. And it could be talking about with fellow employees on Scorpio-related matters, things connected with mysteries, investigations, astrology, supernatural, the occult, things connected with psychology as well, and really looking beneath the surface, seeing, like for example, trying to detect subterfuge in others, and maybe even fellow employees, for example, people that are involved in your daily routine. Well, the next thing to look at, okay, Venus, as far as October goes, will be in Virgo from October 1st through the 14th. And of course, the 4th house is is highlighted for Gemini during this time. Now, this could be a lot of perhaps enjoyment in the home, doing things connected with cleaning, with organizing, doing it in a very systematic fashion. It could be a time where you might even be working, in some isolated cases, making money in homes, working as an organizer perhaps. And you could have a lot of enjoyment in doing this, even if it's just in your own home, doing this organization, taking care of things that are disheveled and putting them in very neat and in orderly fashion. And also enjoyment of could be something else connected with Virgo. It could be even something like working out or starting some kind of workout exercise program in the home, and having, of course, a lot of enjoyment in doing so. Perhaps a relationship you may embark on with somebody you feel close to home with, or somebody near your home or connected, a friend of a family member, for example, and doing so with a lot of Virgo discretion and analysis, of course. Now, Venus will be in Libra as far as October goes from the 14th through the 31st. And the 5th house is, of course, what's going to be highlighted and emphasized for Gemini. Now, during this time, this could be something where you may have a lot of enjoyment expressed, perhaps things connected with gambling, speculative nature. Very balanced, of course. It could be having very peaceful, harmonious, in relationships that are very equal in terms of in terms of a love relationship, perhaps relationships with children, if you have any, if applicable, could be very harmonious and very tranquil and peaceful during this time. And it could also be maybe if you're currently doing this, it could be money made doing something of an artistic / creative endeavor during this time. And it could be maybe that even children, if you have any, might show some artistic ability during this time. So now the next thing to look at, okay, Mars will, as far as October goes, Mars will be in Virgo from the 1st through the 20th to the 22nd. And the fourth house is what's going to be highlighted during this time. So this could be a time for Gemini where there may be some acrimonious and contentious situations in the home. It could be over with judgmental, critical people in the home and the family. There could also be a lot of energy put into work in the home, working with a lot of this a Virgo laborious energy and analyzing things in the home, in the process. It could be a lot of analysis being done during this time of the home. And it could also just be doing things, a lot of energy might be putting into doing just general physical labor around the home during this time. And could also be, keep in mind that this is what, fourth house is also about our roots and traditions. So a lot of energy might be put into this during this time as well, and and maybe even a lot of Virgo analysis connected with this, trying to get to where even if somebody is searching for the roots and through their traditions and analyzing this with doing a lot of Virgo analysis in the process. So anyway, well, the next thing is that Mars will be, as far as October goes, will be in Libra from the 22nd to the 31st. And during this time, of course, the fifth house is what will be highlighted and emphasized for Gemini. So during this time, there could be some contentious situations, perhaps with children, with people in love and romance. But it could be done with this Libra, this kind of passive-aggressive kind of thing, by just resisting, by not responding. There might be children and loved ones that might not be responding to you, and they're not really maybe coming out and saying that they're disagreeing with you, but the fact that they're unresponsive and they're not doing the things you're requesting, it could be a sign right there. And a lot of this could be Mars and Libra's doing, of course. So that, and also it could be, and really, to a lot of energy could be put in to things, even with gambling, with speculation, and also with hobbies, even something perhaps with art. So, and also, anyway, the next thing to look at, okay, Jupiter, as far as October goes, will be in Libra from the 1st to the 10th. This is the latter part of Jupiter in Libra, and the fifth house is what will be emphasized and highlighted during this time for Gemini. So there could be a lot of emphasis connected with children during this time, with love, romance, a lot of exuberance and enthusiasm connected with this, and also the relationship aspect connected with children and people that you may be involved with if you have a romantic partner. And also, too, there can also be a little bit of luck connected with gambling speculation during this time as well. But at the same time, keep in mind, Jupiter is paradoxical, can also enlarge these things. So just be careful not to do that in excess during this time. Now, Jupiter will enter Scorpio on October 10th, and as far as October goes, will be there to the 31st. And during this time, health issues, transformation of health could be very prominent for Gemini at this point in time. It can be some luck connected with things of an investigative nature at work, going beyond the superficial and looking deep into one's health during this time. So keep in mind too that, as I stated before, Jupiter is paradoxical, can also enlarge health issues. I have my Jupiter in my natal chart making an inconjunct to my natal ascendant from the 6th house, and I have had a plethora of health issues in my life, and a lot with my lower back. I have Jupiter in Libra in conjunct my ascendant. This could be something for Gemini if they're getting an inconjunct to, especially if it's to a Gemini ascendant. This could be some issues at this time connected with something Scorpio related. It could be something in some cases with the reproductive system or the groin, that pelvic area, that little private sector. I'm sure most of you know what I'm referring to. So anyway, also Saturn will still be in Sagittarius, of course, and the 6th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Sagittarius. I'm sorry, for Gemini during this time. I'm sorry, I'm saying it wrong. My bad. The 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Gemini during this time. And as far as that goes, it could be it could be a relationship. If Gemini is unattached, could be started with an older person, a person connected with authority, perhaps somebody that might have like project a father image, somebody that's very erudite, maybe philosophical, very jocular and jovial. Those are some things to look at with this. It could also be some tending to responsibilities connected with open adversaries in court situations, and dealing so looking at the Sagittarius, the strong voracious truth of it all, if you understand what I'm saying. So anyway, the next thing is Uranus will still be in Aries at this time in the 11th house, of course, is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Gemini. So this could be a time for Gemini where friendships and acquaintances, they might be very erratic and sporadic during this time. There might be some unpredictable, acrimonious outbursts connected with this. It might be also, keep in mind, this could be a very innovative and inventive time for Gemini, because the 11th house, of course, it corresponds with Aquarius, and we're talking about Uranus, which is connected with ingenuity. So it could be it could be a time where you might see friends and acquaintances show ingenious prowess and inventive prowess and ability, and also where your goals and aspirations might be a little more sporadic and erratic, or it could be something Uranus-like might be coming into play as far as your aspirations go, such as astrology, something eclectic, an esoteric subject, innovation, computers, or electronics even. So, well, next thing is Neptune will still be in Pisces at this time. The 10th house is what will be highlighted and emphasized for Gemini. And it could show during this time that maybe career matters might be a little bit vague and obscure and nebulous. It could be, too, that maybe it could be something connected with Neptune, could be a possible vocation if you're Gemini's still looking for some kind of career. Something connected with Neptune, like oceanography, chemistry, something with the metaphysical, which could include astrology, even something with the feet, perhaps, and something where fantasy could be involved, like writing fiction novels. So, and also keep in mind too that this, in some rare isolated cases, this could be, since Neptune will be retrograde still during this time, that it could be an authority figure, or a father might, if had an alcohol problem or drug problem before, it could be going back to it. So it's something just to look at in some isolated cases, I believe. Now Pluto will still be in Capricorn, and the 8th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Gemini. So this could be a time of very strong, powerful transformation for Gemini. It could be having power and control in their sex life with their if they're in an intimate relationship. And remember that Pluto can unlike Saturn, which restricts, can sometimes obliterate and destroy completely. So being in the 8th house, it could be something connected with the sexual partner. In some positive cases, it could be some debt that might be gone, or even taxes. And it also you look at this, and in some cases where you look at Pluto, in far as the 8th house being emphasized for Gemini, this could really be about gaining power and control, perhaps in other things connected with the 8th, such as in some cases wills, inheritances, things that are of an 8th house nature. So, and it could also indicate some upheavals in the person's sexual life as well. Now, also, the North Node will still be in Leo, so the 3rd house will be emphasized and highlighted for Gemini. So this could be about taking pride and dignity in one's communications, and really maybe some attention seeking in one's neighborhood, with brothers and sisters standing out among other siblings if applicable. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to do anything flamboyant in your own neighborhood or with neighbors, but at the same time, it could be trying to get some accolades and recognition, notoriety connected maybe with writing, perhaps something connected with communication, or doing something that is associated with transportation, such as vehicles, and getting credit and recognition for it. Now, Black Moon Lilith will still be in Sagittarius, so the 7th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Gemini. Now this could indicate in some cases maybe finding out, unveiling of something nefarious, very nefarious, connected with an open adversary, someone you're involved with in a legal situation. It could even be someone in a business partnership or some work philosophy in some cases with somebody that you may be in a relationship with, a one-to-one relationship, or it could be a business partner perhaps, and some unveiling could be connected with one of these things. It could be of a document even. It might be something connected with a congregation or something Sagittarius like. It could be that someone you felt close with maybe is like a false prophet that is unveiled at this time. Now, Chiron will still be in Pisces during this time, and the 10th house is what will be emphasized and highlighted for Gemini. This could be wounds connected with one's career. It could be due to ambivalence, confusion, indecisiveness, kind of meandering, not really taking action due to passive behavior, not being aggressive enough. It could also be some kind of suffering connected with maybe dealings with an authority figure, or it could even be the father in some cases. It could also, remember that Chiron could be about healing and helping others. So it could be helping others in people that are involved maybe in your career through Pisces, compassion and empathy. It could be healing, helping a father during this time. And I mean, the 10th house is also about their reputation. Keep in mind our public image. It could be healing that if there was something slanderous against Gemini recently, then it might be a time where Gemini shows like that self-love and does things to repair their reputation by showing perhaps that Pisces compassion and empathy toward themselves. And it could also be about helping through healing others' wounds through self-sacrifice as well, and being maybe known, as far as the public image goes, as somebody that is about self-sacrifice. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the Gemini October 2017 horoscope forecast. Stay tuned next time where I'll be talking about the Cancer October 2017 horoscope forecast. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.